Hi friends! I'm here with my Volvo V70 and today I'm going to fix something that I should have fixed when I first got this car because it's leaking a bit of oil. Alright, now let me show you where it's leaking. And this thing's still hot. That's annoying. Well, it's leaking here because I gotta replace my valve cover gasket. I did clean it a bit, so it's not that noticeable, but I do gotta fill it up with some new oil quite often, and that's ever since I got this car, and that's a year ago, and I didn't want to do it because you have to remove the injectors, and I was super scared of breaking them because I know they can be super stuck, but I gotta do it because I'm a bit tired of filling it up with oil every now and then because I do make a lot of miles with this car. So let's go and replace my gasket. Now I'm going to start by making a little room for myself. And I must admit that this is the first time I'm doing this, so I do gotta figure this out as I go, even though I do work on Volvos a lot, but this is new for me, because I usually don't work on diesels. Yeah. Now we got a bit more space. Yeah. Oh, that's hot. Now this engine mount's already starting to die and I replaced it not even a year ago. But that's diesel life, I guess. Now I think I can just remove the valve cover with this little hose in the way, but I'm going to move it just a little bit, again, to make a bit more room for myself. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. This stuff's still easy because I've already removed this before. Because I had a lot of problems with fuel pressure when I just got this car, which was a disaster because it always left me on the side of the road with no fuel pressure. But that's all fixed now. That's a satisfying sound. Plop. Ooh. My favorite part about all of this is that it all smells like diesel, which is my favorite scent in the world. And I think they should make scented candles with diesel scent.
Yeah, there it is.
Whoa. Beautiful. Let's get this out of the way because it's just annoying. Tire tuning, yay. Now, quick little tip when you're removing your fuel lines, and if you don't want to break your dipstick, remove it, because I've already broken my previous dipstick on this car. Now these can be really stuck, but I've already removed them once, so I know they're not. And that's how I killed my dipstick last time. I got a little heart attack because I saw some fluids laying there and I thought, oh no, there's something leaking. And then I remembered I'm removing all of these parts, so that's not weird. Seems like I tried a bit harder to tighten the fuel lines right here instead of on the top side where they're not that tight. Why are you so stuck? Yeah. Yay! Now onto the scary part, but also the most important part. Let's see if I can get the injectors out. You do want to loosen these one by one. Well, this one a bit and then the other one a bit. Don't just remove this screw and then go onto the other one. I don't know how you say it in English, but I think you get what I mean. Wow! All right, I'm super happy, but there's number one, and this was a bit more easy than I thought. I was way too scared about this, but it's out. Woo! Now 4 more to go.
There it is.
That's easy, man. Amazeballs. I think hammering it is totally unnecessary because these ones aren't that stuck, but better safe than sorry, right? I can't believe I've been putting this off for a year and it's not that hard at all. I could have known because this car is such a low mileage and the previous owner took good care of it. Because look at it, my engine bay looks super fresh. Well, it's a bit dirty now, but for an old diesel, I think it looks amazing. I've seen way worse. Especially on Volvos, because people don't seem to really care about their car.
Yeah, because it's a Volvo, it always runs.
Yeah. Don't forget to put them down in the same order you removed them, because you do want to put them back like that too.
Last one.
Yay! That one was easy.
Way.
Looking good. Now when you're doing this yourself, do make sure that these copper rings come out with your injectors as well. I don't know what the English technical term is, but you know what I mean. These all came out, so I got lucky. Now all I have left to do is remove this little hose, and then I can remove the valve cover. There's so many screws.
Hell yeah.
Yay.
Whee.
Well, that's the top side. And now I still got to remove the second part of the valve cover, but we're halfway there.
Big nasty.
Yeah, super nasty. But again, that's diesel life. Ooh. That was easier than the other one.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, well, there's number 2. And now I do want to go and clean both covers before I put them back on the car, of course. Well, that looks super clean. Don't you think? She's pretty. Now I do want to remove the camshaft sensor real quick before I go and clean this, because I don't want water to get in there and everything. Let's go to the car wash. I gotta walk because I'm working on my car, obviously. So, but it's pretty close, so that's no problem. And the weather's nice for once, because it's always raining here, but the sun is shining today, yay. It's not going to come off. While my valve covers are drying, I'm going to clean the injectors real quick, even though they're not that dirty. You want to get all that nasty diesel stuff out. How do you even call that in English? It's roet in Dutch. Well, I think you get the idea. I'm going to clean all of these and then I'll get back to you. Now you also want to bend these little plates back a bit. We just clean this surface and then we can reinstall the valve cover with a new gasket. Before I go and put the valve cover gasket in place, I put some silicone gasket in the sharp corners to prevent oil leaks. If you're doing this yourself, you don't have to overdo it. A little dot goes a long way. After that, I went on to the part this whole video is about, the new gasket. I'm using an original Volvo gasket for this, by the way. I did try to be really careful when putting it into place, because I didn't want the silicone I just applied to get on the wrong parts of the gasket, if you know what I mean. Once the gasket was in place, I could go and install the lower part of the valve cover. There were still bits of original silicone gasket on top of it, but I figured it would be a bit easier to remove that once the cover was installed, as opposed to it just laying on the floor while I'm removing it. After tightening what felt like a million screws, I went on to remove the old gasket. I'm using a little knife to carefully do this, and of course I made sure to cover all the holes so no bits of gasket could fall into the engine. Then I think you can already guess the procedure. I thoroughly cleaned the surface before applying the new gasket. For the top part of the valve cover, I'm using more silicone gasket, which is absolutely my least favorite kind of liquid gasket to put in place since it's super sticky. And as you can see, I'm just using my finger to apply a very thin layer, which is enough. By the way, this cover's all nice and clean as well. Now let's go and reinstall it. Now, of course, you've guessed it, there's a whole lot more screws to be put back in place. And just like I did with the screws of the lower gasket, I torqued them all down to spec. After reinstalling the upper part of the valve cover, I went on to a very important part for when you're reinstalling injectors, cleaning the holes on the engine itself. I'm using a special tool for this on a drill, and I'm drilling until there's no little black spots left on the surface. This prevents the injectors from leaking once they're reinstalled. I really wanted to show you guys what the surfaces look like before and after cleaning, but unfortunately my camera couldn't capture it. And once I was finally done cleaning the injector holes, which in fact took longer than it looks like in these short clips, it was time to reinstall the injectors. Of course, I put some new rings on the bottom side of the injectors before putting them back in place, but I kinda forgot to film that part, I believe. Last one. This is really starting to look like something. Now, I do feel kind of bad about the fact that I don't work on this car very often, even though I drive it a whole lot, because it's my daily, of course. But the problem is that when I do a bigger job, I have to finish it in just one day. Just because I need this car every day, because everything I do is far from home. So I still gotta replace my clutch, for example, and I think I can do it in a day, but doing it in one day and filming that will be a bit hard. So that's why I keep pushing those tasks forward, but I am planning on doing it soon, but that's a bit annoying. But I think I gave this car some well-deserved love today. Now for the finishing touch. Perfect. All right, it's running perfectly, of course, but there's no leaks or anything, so that's good. Alright, now my diesel's done, so that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!